I'm Mai Salazar, bringing you today's burning issues and the hottest news, here on Newsforce.
Here are today's headlines. DOH says dengue cases persist amid El Nino. COMELEC considers internet voting for absentee overseas voters. Senator Risa Hontiveros calls for reduced power rate costs after Meralco's minimal and temporary rate reduction. BOC nabs 7.3 million pesos smuggled cigarettes. Gilas Pilipinas youth stands at 2-0 in the FIBA U16 Asian Cup. MTRCB permits screening of Barbie amid controversy. Fair and balanced news. Comprehensive reports that will take you to the heart of the action. This is Newsforce.
For today's top story, Department of Health spokesperson Undersecretary Enrique Tayag said that dengue fever cases can still increase due to improper water storage that can become breeding grounds for mosquitoes. Undersecretary Tayag highly advised the public to take preventive measures by covering the water containers to avoid the attraction of mosquitoes. Recently, the DOH reported an increase in dengue cases with 72,333 from January to June 17, 2023, where 249 deaths were recorded. Commission on Elections or COMELEC Chairman George Erwin Garcia stated that the election board considers internet voting for absentee Filipino voters abroad to be legally tenable and defensible. When establishing the direction of policy for internet voting, COMELEC added to have referenced Section 16.11 of the RA number 9189, which enables research on the use of email, internet, or other secure networks in casting ballots of eligible Filipino voters. Meanwhile, the Bureau of Immigration or BI intercepted a female trafficking victim at the Niño International Airport Terminal 1 bound to travel to Amsterdam. According to reports from BI's Travel Control and Enforcement Unit, the victim is a 49-year-old woman scheduled to depart for Amsterdam through China Eastern flight. Based on the inspection, the victim claimed to be a businesswoman on vacation to Amsterdam, yet it was later revealed that she was a victim of fake household service worker recruited via Facebook, wherein she paid for an amount of 148,000 pesos for false documents that indicated her as a businesswoman. With this, BI Commissioner Norman Tancinco vowed to continually protect the rights and welfare of individuals who are victimized on these schemes by combating human trafficking. Further, the Travel Control and Enforcement Unit sent the victim to the Interagency Council Against Trafficking to be provided of assistance in filing cases against the recruiter. The Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology or FIVOC cited that the Mayon volcano's continuous eruption has resulted in volcanic ash falling on areas of Albay. According to FIVOC, the areas south of Mayon volcano are most likely to experience ashfall due to the current wind patterns. Both Barangay Mabinit in Legazpi City as well as Budiao and Salvacion in Daraga and the town of Camalig are reported to have had thin ashfall. In a related story, due to residents going back to their homes located in the 6-kilometer permanent danger zones around Mayon volcano, the Department of Social Welfare and Development reached out to assist them in evacuating safely. Jade Buhoy for the full story.
The Department of Social Welfare and Development or DSWD remains to reach out residents living within the 6-kilometer permanent danger zone around Mayon volcano in Albay province. After the inspection conducted by the DSWD in areas near Mayon volcano, there are many evacuees going back to their homes for their livelihood and look after their animals. With this, the Office of Civil Defense vowed to heighten security protocols by implementing personnel manning at the checkpoints in the prohibited areas around the permanent danger zones. As part of this, DSWD implemented forced evacuation and provided additional family tents to ensure that the residents evacuated safely amid the increasing volcanic activity. For Golden Nation Network, this is Jade Buhoy.
The Department of Tourism, or DOT, and Nissan Philippines Incorporated recently re-established their collaboration in order to put the Drive Pinas program into effect by means of a Memorandum of Agreement, or MOA. The Drive Pinas program is the result of a long-standing partnership between Nissan and the DOT, which shared the same goal of promoting local tourism and showcasing the nation's finest tourist destinations. It aims to make transportation more fun, accessible, and sustainable for both locals and visitors by utilizing Nissan automobiles through drivable journeys. Nissan Philippines was acknowledged by DOT Undersecretary Mayra Paz Abubakar for their steadfast support and dedication in achieving the two parties' joint objective of presenting the stunning beauty of the Philippines worldwide. For weather updates, cloudy skies, rain showers, and thunderstorms will be felt in different areas of the country following the presence of the low pressure area, or LPA, southwest monsoon, or habagat, according to the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration, or PAG-ASA. With this, cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms may occur in Bicol Region, Mimaropa, Western Visayas, Zamboanga Peninsula, Barm, Sorsogon, and Quezon, while partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms are expected over Metro Manila and the rest of the country. Coming up next on Newsforce. President Marcos Jr. emphasizes PAGCOR's role in responsible gaming industry. Representative Paulo Duterte pushed through Fair Debt Collection Act to protect the public. Senator Risa Hontiveros calls for reduced power rate costs after Meralco's minimal temporary rate reduction. Stay tuned for more stories and reports when Newsforce returns. In the 40th anniversary celebration of the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. calls for continuous promotion of responsible gaming, social relevance, and combating illegal activities. Daniza Lopez has the full report.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. urged the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation, or PAGCOR, to continue promoting responsible gaming, social relevance, and combating illegal activities. In the 40th anniversary celebration of the PAGCOR, President Marcos Jr. emphasized the role of casino company in taking the lead to reshape the gaming industry with responsible practices, integrity, and commitment to prevent unlawful acts. Marcos Jr. urged PAGCOR to utilize its resources and capable workforce in creating positive social impact and financial success in the gaming industry. The President praised PAGCOR employees for their determination in service with excellency. PAGCOR Chairman and CEO Alejandro Tenco revealed that the company made significant contributions to the nation's development with an amount of approximately 607 billion pesos over the past 4 decades. Moreover, PAGCOR has implemented various programs aimed at improving society, such as building classrooms, evacuation centers, and providing assistance and subsidies. For Golden Nation Network, this is Daniza Lopez.
Meantime, after the Manila Electric Company announced a minimal and temporary reduction in electricity rates, Senator Risa Hontiveros calls for policy changes in the energy sector to lessen the financial burden of consumers. Daniza Lopez is back for the full report.
As the Manila Electric Company or Meralco announced a temporary and minimal decrease in its power rate, Senator Risa Hontiveros highlighted the potential for long-term power reduction costs if the government implements policy changes in energy sector. Senator Hontiveros noted that the lower electricity rates is a result of the decrease in imported coal prices in the global market. In a recent announcement of Meralco regarding 0.72 centavos per kilowatt-hour decrease in electricity rates, Hontiveros calls for permanent and substantial reductions in consumers' electricity bills. She mentioned the separate components of the electricity bill that can be reduced, such as the distribution charge of Meralco and the transmission charge of the National Grid Corporation of the Philippines. The senator reiterated her reform on Energy Regulatory Commission in lowering the 15% weighted average cost of capital, or WACC, that has been benefiting Meralco and NGP since 2015. According to Senator Hontiveros, change in the WACC would result in decreased distribution and transmission charges that would benefit consumers for affordable electricity rates. In the upcoming State of the Nation address of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., Hontiveros called on the President for prompt action in the energy sector to alleviate the financial burden of consumers. For Golden Nation Network, this is Daniza Lopez.
Davao City Representative Paulo Duterte urged the Congress to pass the House Bill No. 6681, or the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, into a law to stop shaming and abusing borrowers. Under the said act, threatening, intimidation, and similar measures to collect debtors in default, as well as additional fees like incidental and interest, will be strictly prohibited, unless stated to agreement. In spite of the government efforts and cancellation of Securities and Exchange Commission or SEC to lending violators, there are still lending companies who have online applications that victimize borrowers. Therefore, Representative Duterte said that the law must catch up with the technology to provide safe and convenient services for the people. Separately, the Department of Tourism or DOT noted that Secretary Cristina Frasco would be on leave for a week beginning July 13, but made it clear that this had been arranged far in advance of the launch of the new tourism campaign. According to the DOT, Frasco will also be present for the State of the Nation address of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. on July 24. Frasco took a leave of absence days after the issue over the Love the Philippines promotional campaign video first appeared in early July. Undersecretary Elaine Batan is going to serve as secretary during the aforementioned period. The Local Government Unit or LGU and Schools Division Office or SDO of Makati City launched new Makati Mobile Library to meet the learning loss caused by the pandemic and make the entire city zero non-reader. The Makati Mobile Library contains storybooks, learning resources, and interactive learning materials for all those who want to read and learn using the mobile library, and it will be circulated in every barangay and school of the said city to promote reading among children. Teachers and students who have been the beneficiaries of the said program expressed their gratitude, as it will help students throughout the city have a unique experience even outside of school. On to another story. The Department of Agriculture, Bureau of Soils and Water Management or DABSWM signed a usufruct agreement with the Municipal Local Government Unit of Tanay Rizal to promote climate resilience and boost the region's socio-economic development. The partnership between DABSWM and Tanay LGU will address environmental issues, combat the impacts of climate change and promote sustainable agriculture through establishing resources, expertise, and shared goals from the local community and government. Under the agreement, some areas of Tanay Rizal will be utilized to promote natural attractions while providing alternative job opportunities in the tourism industry. Bureau of Customs confiscated 7.3 million pesos worth of smuggled cigarettes at Zamboanga City. Jade Buhoy for the full details.
The Bureau of Customs or BOC has nabbed a 7.3 million pesos worth of smuggled cigarettes after conducting a joint maritime patrol operation led by the agency and the Philippine Air Force at Zamboanga City. The said smuggled items was carried by a wooden motorized watercraft locally known as Hong Kong, marked as FB Hayarana, that was loaded with 203 master cases and 66 streams of assorted cigarettes of various brands. The BOC arrested crew members due to failure of presenting documents as a proof of regularity of prior importation of the said cigarettes. Following this incident, the apprehended vessel and its items are under the custody of the BOC for proper disposition in violation of Customs Modernization and Tariff Act of 2016 in relation to tobacco exportation and importation rules and regulations. For Golden Nation Network, this is Jade Buhoy.
Up next on Newsforce. Philippine Ho-Ho bus offers free rides to residents of Manila. Gilas Pilipinas youth stands at 2-0 in the FIBA U16 Asian Cup. BFAR urges salt farmers to utilize high temperature caused by El Niño in boosting salt production. Stay tuned for more stories and reports when Newsforce returns. To witness the wonders of the country's capital, the Philippines Hop-On, Hop-Off or Ho-Ho bus offers free rides to Manila residents until July 14. Ho-Ho bus is available from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., where passengers will only have to present their residence ID upon boarding. Meanwhile, the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, or BFAR, encouraged the salt workers nearby coastal areas to utilize El Niño in producing more salt supply. According to Mary Joy Agustin, aquaculturist 2 of BFAR National Fisheries Development Center based in Dagupan City, the warm weather caused by El Niño is a good opportunity for coastal areas to increase the local supply of salt in the country, since 90% of salt supplies are imported from other countries. Meanwhile, the BFAR is looking forward in assisting the local salt farmers regarding their needs. On sports, the Gilas Pilipinas youth moved closer to the semi-finals of the FIBA Under-16 Women's Asian Championships 2023 after outclassing Maldives with 144-22 victory under Division B in Amman, Jordan yesterday. Headed by Coach Patrick, the young Filipino Hoopers is composed of Sofia Ann Canindo, who finished 21 points, Maria Cristina Lapasaran and Nevia Smith, who added 16 markers each, and the other Gilas members who also contributed points in completing the Philippines' box score. The Gilas girls now stands at 2-0 wins under Division B after overwhelming Hong Kong 79-40 last Monday. The national team will aim to sweep group play games on Thursday against host Jordan to promote to Division A of the 2025 FIBA U16 Women's Asian Championship. The Movie and Television Review and Classification Board, or MTRCB, has permitted the showing of the movie Barbie in the Philippines. The MTRCB stated in a letter to Senator Francis Tolentino, who sought to have the movie banned, that the board believes that all things considered, it has no basis to ban the film Barbie, as there is no clear nor outright depiction of the 9-dash line in the subject film. According to MTRCB, the film underwent 2 meticulous screenings, the second of which included members of the Department of Foreign Affairs and the Office of the Solicitor General, in order to properly verify and assess if the said lines portray the 9-dash line. And here's a recap of today's headlines.
Here are today's headlines. DOH says dengue cases persist amid El Niño. COMELEC considers internet voting for absentee overseas voters. Senator Risa Hontiveros calls for reduced power rate costs after Meralco's minimal and temporary rate reduction. BOC nabs 7.3 million pesos smuggled cigarettes. Gilas Pilipinas youth stands at 2-0 in the FIBA U16 Asian Cup. MTRCB permits screening of Barbie amid controversy. Fair and balanced news. Comprehensive reports that will take you to the heart of the action. This is Newsforce.
And those were the top stories of the day. Stay updated on the day's biggest stories. Get updates on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Golden Nation Network. I'm Mai Salazar, and this is Newsforce.